Hello, I'm Gregory Mosley, martial art instructor, and this is Martial Art Universe, bringing you the finest of the martial arts from around the world.
Point.
On September 7th, 2019, I attended the Made in Chinatown movie panel discussion with the cast and crew. This took place before the closing night world premiere screening of Made in Chinatown as part of the Newark International Film Festival. The panel discussion was hosted by film producer Khalil Masi and his Inside the Action studio, with further coverage by the Action Martial Art magazine. The event was moderated by veteran film producer Warrington Hutland.
This ain't the Sopranos, kid. I don't care what you do on the other side of the canal. Nobody makes a fool out of Al Capella. Get the back. Not that back. Get the cold cuts, the waxed ones. No, not that one. Not that one either. Get the other. That's the one. Crack 'em.
In Chinatown, and we have the cast and crew up here. All right. So what I'm going to do is step aside, and then I'm going to bring your moderator up here. My brother, my mentor, veteran filmmaker, martial artist. If you've seen house party movies, if you've seen the
only the original, not the knockoffs.
Not the okay, Cosmic Slop. All right.
Boomerang.
Boomerang, that's one. I'm sorry, brain thing. Boomerang, they're making a remake of that now too, right? All of those films plus more. This is Warrington Hutland, guys.
I am so happy and delighted to be here. This is a unique opportunity. Unique because you, like them, have not seen the movie yet. Tonight is going to be the world premiere. So it's in the sense that we can have a conversation about something we haven't seen, but something we know to be very good. Why do we know that? Because the precipitating idea is something I can personally relate to. I live a walking distance from Canal Street, where Chinatown and Little Italy begins. And often I walk around saying, you know what? I wonder how these very distinct, different communities interact. And this man had the bright idea to have a comedy exploring that dynamic. So every screenplay, every script, every movie starts with a screenplay. Without that, nothing happens. You guys are great actors. You're fantastic actors. But you know what? If I give you a blank piece of paper, it's a blank piece of paper. It's when the words get on there that becomes activated. So because I'm disadvantaged because I haven't seen the movie, I'm going to begin by drafting the director of the movie, my brother, Bobby Samuels, who, by the way, we had a sneak preview at the Museum of the Moving Image where I'm the vice chairman. We had to talk last night about his whole career. So, Bobby, would you do the honors of introducing who's on stage?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you all for coming. We greatly appreciate the support, and thank you to Mark Wiley for creating this wonderful vehicle for us to do what we do. And there's some cast members in the audience as well that should share the stage with us, so I'm going to recognize them as well. We have Grandmaster Doc Watt. Doc E. We have our producer of Made in Chinatown, Mr. Shinka. We have the legendary Hollywood actor from The Sopranos and many other countless hits, Mr. Tony Darrow. Next to him, we have the incomparable Mr. Paul Borghese. And we have our lovely leading actress, Teresa Moriarty. And we have our illustrious man who created everything, Mr. Mark Wiley. We have our co-star, Mr. Timothy. Risotto, right, sorry about that. Risotto, right, the character name. And then we have our lead actor, the incomparable, look for this guy, he's dangerous, Jay Kwan.
So let me begin. How did you get this idea? And what popped in your head and said, this would be a great comedy?
Okay, so I grew up like many of us up here, many Americans watching Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies back in the 80s, and I always identified with those characters and being a martial artist. And one day I was in Chinatown in New York in 1999, and I tried to enter a club that was private, and they wouldn't let me in. And I thought, that's odd. Don't they know I like Kung Fu and fried rice?
You probably had sneakers on.
Yeah, I had sneakers on.
Well, there you go.
So I went across Canal Street into Little Italy and got some chicken parm, and I thought, well, what if the Chinese guy can't come into the club here? Oh, what if a Chinese kid tried to join the mob to get a girl that he liked, who's Italian? And then I tried to start thinking of all these things that would come into play to make it funny and not serious, you know. But it's really, it's about identity. How do we identify ourselves? I mean, we're all Americans. So the character that Jay Kwan plays, Vincent Chow, he's a second generation. You know, his parents came here and he was born here. And he just identifies himself as an American, as a New Yorker. So he can join the Cub Scouts and basketball. Why can't he join the mob? I mean, you know, just another group.
So when that script popped on your desk, and you turned the first page, and you said, I mean, you said, this is for me, this makes sense. What was your initial reaction? Be honest, be honest, be honest.
This is gonna be hard.
Yeah. And sometimes, you know, things that are hard turn out to be very, very good. Now, what was your initial reaction?
I could have taken Paul's. My initial reaction when I read the script was I was so excited about so many of the scenes really feel like an old school slapstick comedy. And I feel like we are lacking so much of that in film and TV today. We don't have any more just laugh out loud funny jokes. So I was reading joke after joke after joke. And so, you know, I was so thrilled. And then, of course, the juxtaposition of the Italian and the Chinese, I was a little like, how are we gonna, you know? But at the end of the day, it's about culture and tradition and family. It's just dressed in a different look, you know? The Italians, the Chinese, you know, everybody, it's all about that togetherness.
You know, and that decision, as you said, about togetherness is so smart because right now I think America is in crisis because we have someone who's trying to divide us up. In fact, we're all human beings, we're all brothers. So the fact that this is a subtext movie is a very wise and timely decision.
Yes, I agree. It's a very good time.
Tack, when he said earlier about being in Chinatown in the 80s, and you and I were back in the 70s. You remember the Music Palace, the Sung Sing, the Pagoda, you know, so the movies we saw back in the day is, we're talking about those times.
Well, Chinatown and Little Italy right next to each other.
Yes.
We have a lot of fight before too.
Yeah.
Territories. Even my teacher, they always have all the.
But you always lost.
Always lost.
Dude, he must be talking about a different teacher. I met his teacher. His teacher never lose.
Oh yeah. But they become good friends.
They went like this and we went back.
But it's true though. But in the end, they become good friends.
Yeah.
The mob guy with my teacher.
I never liked you.
I love you. The first time I met him, I didn't even know it. Where's Tony? Who's it? They told me that's Tony. Tony? Really? He's the biggest star I ever met before. When I met him the first day in the set, hi, I'm Tony. What the hell is Tony? I don't know Tony. Now I found out who Tony is. My God. You never met him? Yes.
All right, so say what Tack won't say. Go ahead, you take it now.
He's the nicest guy you ever met. When I met him on the set,
Yeah.
he was so cool. I was just a little guy. You think I'm bringing
takeout for him. So basically, you're saying that he's a good actor then?
He's a real actor, you know. I have never thought I met him in front of him.
I fell in love with everybody except the kid at the end. I hate that fucking kid. Bastard. I'll tell you, it was really a thrill, and we're all like family. When you're working together all the time, and I've done a lot of films, and Paul is a director too, besides acting in it. He's directed me in 5 films. But when you get that, shut that fucking freaking phone off. Oh, you know what burnt beyond recognition means? But we had a lot of fun. I was just thinking about, you know what Kung Fu is spelled backwards, right? Fangul. You didn't know that, right? And also, I knew a guy, really, that was a champion. He could break a cement block with his bare foot. But the other day, 2 guys kicked the shit out of him because by the time he got his shoes and socks off. Anyway, I really did have a lot of fun doing this. And if you didn't see the film yet, please see it because it's got everything in it. And I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Thank you, Tony. We're blessed.
You got the mic.
My cousin and mentor, Tony Darrow. Goodfellas, Sopranos, many other movies. Just to get back to what you started with, what struck me about the script and its originality was, I don't know of those of you that remember the movie back in the day called The Mad, 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 Mad World.
Oh, yes. Masterpiece.
Started out with a few comedians being in roles, and it just grew and grew and grew, and before you knew it, like every comic in Hollywood wanted to be in the movie. So when I read it, I was like, there's 2 different worlds here, the action world and the Asian American world, and then there's the Italian and the sort of stereotypical mob actor side. And I said, wow, this is going to be almost like a Mad, 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 Mad world of everybody sort of wanting, and sure enough, it became that. All the usual suspects, a lot of the Italian-American actors that have played mob roles, and of course, all the masters of martial arts came in, and the actors. So I play his underboss in the movie, you'll see soon. But that's what attracted me to the role and to the part.
But you make the thing happen, so tell me how.
And this was also, he's a great actor and great Kung Fu and everything. He's a good friend of mine. And he played my stunt double, stand up. Stand up, he's a fucking pigeon. You know, it was a low budget.
Lot of editing.
The camera sometimes lies.
Yo, it's not the Tony Darrow show, okay?
Well, I got involved when Mark called me. I was shooting another indie film in New York with a bunch of soprano actors. So Mark said, hey, can you call the 5-man families together and put them in our film, in your film? And then I said, there's a role for me first? He said, yes. Your seafood tech was in it and you're in it. But I would like you to come and join the team and be a producer and see if you get some of the actors that I was working with, like Vinny Pastore and Paul Gazy and what's his Joey DeMeo, yeah, right, and William DeMeo and a few other guys. So and that's how I got involved with it. And after I wrapped that film, I joined the team here in Philly and started pre-production with me in Chinatown. And that's it.
I got involved at the open call casting, and I saw an opportunity to do what I had been doing since I was 12, and my friends and I would do ridiculous Italian accents as children. And then I looked and saw who was part of the cast, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get cast in this, because it had... I saw Tony Darrow was on it, which I'm, like, my favorite film of all time is Goodfellas, and I was like, yeah, sweet, like, yeah, you know, like, what, and then I was like, well, you got Sonny from Goodfellas, you got Big Pussy from Sopranos, and you got all these other, like, amazing actors, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get it. So I go in and Tony Darrow is there in the audition room, and you got And at first, you get in your head about it, and then I didn't inherently know that it was going to be that ridiculous thing, like that ridiculous accent that they wanted. I had always gone in thinking.
Can we hear a sample, please?
Yeah. Gotcha. It was more like the. So I had played it a little bit more straight, where I wanted to go, hey, how you doing? You know, but they wanted more of a, hey, how you doing? Huh? This is how we're gonna talk the entire movie. Forget about it. So all that stuff, and so inherently, once they gave me that note, I figured it out. I was like, 12-year-old Tim knows exactly how to play this entire movie. That's how I fell in love with it.
And his accent is not racist, by the way.
I'm actually half Italian. My grandfather's super Italian. So that's how I got involved.
So let's talk to the director now. So we talk about where the idea came from and how the cast members read it and said, we'll try this. Now it's on your desk. So what do you do?
Mark first came to me with it. I read the script. I thought it was very witty, very enjoyable, and it was different. It hadn't been done before. But I knew the challenge would be to parlay both communities in this film and show it appropriately. So we sat down for many countless days and nights trying to get an acceptable version of how we wanted this to move forward. It wasn't just me. He brought in James Liu, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. And then we just started looking at the casting and trying to figure out who would actually fit the roles for his vision. And we came up with some brilliant actors and actresses. We got Shuya right here, Crouching Tiger, Fen Lee right here.
And hold up.
Gregory Lee, Karen, I mean, tremendous. Yeah, she's our leading actress.
Please,
Shuya, come on. Shuya.
Woo! I know, no hiding here, no hiding here. Please, right there in the center.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Is there else out there? Let's go take center.
Fen Lee.
Oh,
Fen Lee.
Oh, see there.
Gregory Lee, Karen Lee, all the Lees are here.
Is this, now wait a minute, now, this is not a Me Too moment here. No Me Too.
Oh, Jeff Lee, all the Lees.
Yeah, two characters. During the audition process, Shinka and Jeff Lee, they did a reenactment of the characters that Mark had created. And I thought it was just so powerful, and that's when I knew the film was going to
A driver and some other people. And we'll see you all over at the theater.
Thank you.
So, I always find that auditions are really the moments behind the scenes that we never hear about. We never see it. So, would you share?
I'll talk about my audition.
Oh,
for this
okay.
movie.
But I'm interested specifically in a funny moment during your audition.
A funny moment.
A funny moment.
This was an audition like no other. I don't know if you guys had the same experience that I had, but
Jeff, come on.
auditions were in Philly, and typically, if you're not in the business, an audition is maybe one person videoing the audition, one person reading. Maybe if they're crunched for time, a producer might be behind the table. When we got to Philly to audition for Made in Chinatown, you went into the room and there was about 40 people there. Eating, talking, hanging out, laughing. How are you? Come on in. Oh, come on. Oh, what's your role? Okay, great. Yeah, we'll do it a bunch of times. It was like going over to Sunday dinner at my grandmother's house, having this audition. There was no pressure. Everything was so fun. So how could you not just get completely immersed in it and just, want to join the 50 people that were clearly already signed on for the film. So that was a big, that's a big difference. Because usually there's
But did you hold on? Are you holding back? What was the funny moment though?
the funny moment.
I want the funny stuff that we don't know.
Well, I don't know. I was there doing my, my prepared piece.
Oh.
They probably have more of a.
Okay, who up here?
They have the inside edition.
Who has the funny moment from auditions? Yes, the funny moment.
Jeff Lee and Shinka had the funniest
Okay, I want to hear it, please.
Okay, Shinka pulled me into this film.
Yeah.
He's a personal friend, but that had nothing to do with it. And he's coming up with this part, and I'm going, these guys are so far out. Two old homeless guys,
Almost fortune tellers.
wise men, fortune tellers, who are interacting with the leads, Jay. And we have a scene where we're pulling off cultural things, spiritual things, things about Chinatown, music, and he has to smack me in the head.
Uh-oh.
All the time. So basically, when we're doing the funny stuff, we're basically just being Shing and Jeff. Not wisdom and knowledge.
You are much too shy to be the fantastic actress that you are. So, what was your funny moment?
My funny moment.
Yes. It's on. It's
It's
it.
on.
Yes, on.
I mean, look at all these crazy characters.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yes.
they look like. That's a funny moment right there.
I'm not sure that's nice, but go ahead.
No, I mean, it's nicely, obviously.
Just try to clean it up. Go ahead.
No. Well, I mean, being honest with you, my scenes were a bit more dramatic than funny, I guess. But
What about your audition, though?
my audition was just very straightforward.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It wasn't straightforward. We made you film the whole scene because you couldn't come down, and you recreated the art gallery with a friend of yours, and you did the lines, and she read them off, and it was the most amazing thing ever. And I said, she's got it. We got to bring her in.
See?
Tell the truth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now it comes out. We have to drag it out. We have to drag it out. Your turn.
I came pretty late into the process.
Yeah.
They went through a few other actors, and it came to me last minute. And
Look to the right.
And believed in me. And then but once we got the funding in place, we could do the casting, and that's what started really getting it legs to get the investors involved. And Shing was really instrumental in helping us work with Caroline Sinclair and getting some of the people he had just finished the movie with, including Tony Sirico and Burt Young, and some people who ended up having to leave the film before we started for different personal reasons that they couldn't make the film at this time. But they were replaced. But when Tony Sirico, his agent, sent him the script and he read it, he said, I love it, and I'll only do it if you bring Vincent Pastore in to be with me in it. And that's how we got the second soprano. And then when we got Vinny, I got a call one day out of the blue, and this is, I don't know the phone number, and I pick it up, hello? Mark, it's funny as hell, the Chinese kid wants to get made, And I'm like, who's this? It's me, Vinny. And he would just loved it so much, he was passing the script around to all these other friends of his, and we had dinner in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and right there at dinner, he's like, you know who would be good for this role? This guy. Opens up his phone, calls him, and we talk right there on the phone.
Love it.
Do you like this guy? Remember him from Mickey Blue Eyes and Donnie Brasco, Tony Ray Rossi? He'd be great for Fountain Soda Eddie role. So we called him on the phone. Boom, we got him. You got this guy, Salami the Deli Man. You got to get Jeff, the fat rat bastard, Paramian. Call him on the phone. Boom. And it was just like, as soon as you get somebody who believes in you or identifies with the story, the money guy, then you can get it to the first agent to get the actor, and then if they love it, they want to do it. And then when some of the roles got switched, we pulled in Tony Darrow, thank God, and scared the hell out of me calling him. When you call him, you get a ringback tone, a Sinatra song, and then you know you're in trouble. And he's like, hello? I say, hi, may I speak to Tony Darrow? Yeah, this is Tony. Hi, I wrote this movie. You were great in those 7 Woody Allen movies you were in. He's like, oh, you saw them. And then when you got him, you get the next guy, you know? And then with Bobby's help, we pulled in a great production team of Jeannie Louie and Elizabeth Yao and Wing Yong. who have 30 years of experience each on 100 big budget movies, Spider-Man and the new Ghostbusters and John Wick and all these films. And they were so fabulous in coming in. And then we got the great Lo Mang from Hong Kong to come in, all because of these connections. Like one opened another, opened another. So you got to get the script in front of people who believe in you and believe in the project. And that's how you get it rolling.
All right, so I want to thank everyone for coming out. Let's give a hand. I want to thank my moderator for coming out, Warrington Hunter.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a transition here because the screening is going to happen at 8 p.m. at Cityplex. But before we go, we have over here in the audience also Jose Torres, the publisher and new owner of Action Martial Art Magazine.
Stand up. This ain't the Sopranos, kid. I don't care what you do on the other side of the canal. Nobody makes a fool out of Al Capella. Get the back. Not that back. Get the cold cuts, the wax ones. No, not that one. Not that one either. Get the other. That's the one. Crack 'em.